Welcome back to Max Gamble TV, often a leading YouTube channel that reveals you the best of car offers. So suppose you've been looking for used vehicles, foreign used vehicles, locally used vehicles, and in specifics within Mombasa, Kenya, I'll be helping you with that. So the most difficult thing is to arrive at the best car dealership, and in the next 10 videos I'll be doing reviews to at least 10 car dealerships that you should consider visiting. And to begin with, we'll be starting with Slick Trading Limited. So our interest is to just help you to arrive at the best dealership, in which we'll be ranking the car dealerships. We'll be looking at several factors to help us with the ranking. And just before that, remember that I'll be giving you pricing to every other product from this dealership. So stay tuned. An extensive yard, of course, this dealership is. So what should we be looking for? We'll be looking at the yard presence. The first thing to help us award marks, yard presence. We'll look at the price. We'll be looking at quality of vehicles at the dealership, the quantity, of course, of the dealership. We'll look at facility presentation, how presentable the dealership is. Online presence, suppose they've got presence, let's talk of website or social media backing. Meanwhile, remember to stay tuned for pricing. So this will come just shortly after this. And we've got lots more. To the other end, we've got used vehicles. That is already a mark. That is already awarding marks to the dealership. We'll be looking at finance and paperwork. How effective the dealership is, that is pertaining to finances and paperwork. A test drive, of course, and I'm hoping we've talked about customer service. Who will not need a good customer service? So let us first get to the other end, after which I'll be giving you pricing. So stay tuned for pricing. Remember, this is amongst the best dealership, and we're just about to find out. So let me give you pricing just prior to this. So this will sell at 2 million. I'd find the other one has just been sold out. TFSI A3. So at least you can confirm that the dealership is that extensive. So just before we get to pricing, it's my duty to showcase a G-Wagon. As you can confirm, is coming likewise up. Let me show you the G-Wagon. Amazing for the G-Wagon. Okay, we'll get shortly to the G-Wagon. Extensive. We've got locally used vehicles to this end, Polo, lots more Matatu business vehicles to the other end. And remember, I'm giving you pricing to every other product, and you'll be surprised by the pricing of this dealership. So already we are awarding marks on vehicle selection and variety. So considering variety of vehicles here, out of 10 we'd award this dealership 9, since they've got both foreign used vehicles and locally used vehicles. We can't award them 10 since we've not noticed very cheap vehicles below 200,000 Kenyan shillings. I've not noticed any, though there are those that range between 1 million to 2 million. So let us now get back to consider pricing. I know you're interested with the pricing, so let us consider. So this will sell at 1.1 million for the Crown KCA. We'll be comparing this to other Crowns in other car dealerships to confirm whether this is a fair deal or not. 1.1 negotiable. So this is sold out. To this end, we've got Nissan's Isuzu. So we've mentioned this TFSI at 2 million. Remember, we'll likewise be comparing the pricing of TFSI to other car dealerships. So let us now start with the most expensive, the products. That is the products from the first phase, the ones that I've just shown you. I'd like us to be very systematic. We'll be getting to the Hilux, so stay tuned. Forester, I'll be giving you pricing to every other product. TX, Range Rover. I remember this pricing slightly negotiable, so bear that in mind. So let us start with this Harrier. According to this dealership, the Harrier is selling at 3.5 million Kenyan shillings, which is slightly negotiable. So let us get to compare that with the rest of dealerships. We've got Range Rovers to this end, and these we've got a Range Rover Vogue. So this sells at 10 million Kenyan shillings, the two of them 10 million. For the VEG, KDG, no, this sells at 8.5 million, and then the sport one will sell at 10 million. And then next one is a Cruiser. So all these will sell at 3.2 million. We'll compare that to the other yachts. 3.2 million for this. So have me your opinion. Is it similar for the Suzuki? For the Suzuki Sierra, so 3.2. We've got an X-Trail here. X-Trail will sell at 2.2 KDQ. So we'll likewise be looking at comparison of that, and just as we look at pricing, we're likewise looking at quality of the vehicles. So this is a slightly used vehicle at 2.2 million, which is slightly negotiable. Amazing headlamps, fog lights, I mean, 2.22 inch alloys, and okay, according to the quality, I consider this an amazing product. Of course, there is a Suzuki Sierra at 3.2. I guess I've mentioned the Suzuki Sierra XL 2.2. Then the Range Rover 8.5. So this will sell at 8.5 million Kenya shillings. Likewise to this, for the Land Cruiser 8.5 million. Then this will be at 8.5, likewise 8.5 million. So those are the respective pricing. Before which, after that, shortly we'll be embarking on a quick review to this amazing vehicle. So stay tuned. At the other end, if you got 2 million for transit vehicles, if you need a transit vehicle, then you can come with a deposit of 2 million for either of these. And then we've got amazing vehicles over here. So generally, we already awarding marks on the yard appearance, so how organized the dealership is. So if you agree with me already for the two, then 1.2 million, I mean, if you got 2 million, you can deposit 2 million, and periodically you'll be paying the rest monthly installments. We've had you pricing to the rest here. Amazing. So this has been mentioned, pricing has been mentioned, 8.5 million for this. So compare this to the rest of the dealership. Are they likewise selling at similar pricing? And then here 1.2 for the Vitz, 1.5 for the Wing Road. Then I noticed a Serena at 1.9. There's a Forester. I'm looking for a Forester that sells at 5.8 Hilux. So 5.8 for the Hilux. These two will sell at 5.2 for the Toyota Hilux. So remember, these are 4WD to imply that the four-wheel driven. Okay, the Forester is here, 3.8 million Kenya shillings, a WD. Remember, after giving pricing, we'll likewise be doing a quick review of one of the Toyota Land Cruisers, so stay tuned. Hilux 5.8 for the hybrid Hilux. Volkswagen Up 1.4. I guess you've seen the Volkswagen Up 1.4. Axio. So the Axio from this dealership stocks at 1.9 million Kenyan shillings. So remember, our interest is to do a comparison to the interior, the quality amazing. So for quality here, we have this for quality. We're having it at 9 again. The product's quality, however used or foreign used or locally used, I consider the quality of this. So this one is like as 1.9 million Kenya shillings. So for if you need a RVR up and box, RVR is at 2.8 million Kenya shillings. I guess we will just pass the RVR. So let me show you the 10 million, the most expensive 10 million vehicle for the G-Wagon. 10 million Kenya shillings for a G-Wagon. Amazing, of course. So shortly after this we'll be looking at, so far according to the pricing, let me know, should we award them 8 or 7 according to pricing. So that will be dependent. Pricing can always adjust. So for pricing, Porsche Cayenne, so if this Porsche Cayenne pleases you, imagine it's only selling at 2.5 for the Porsche Cayenne or Porsche Cayenne. I've had you a display of the RVR note. So basically that is much we're having according. So awarding marks, I consider, if you are to consider pricing, let us have it for 8. Then our next, okay, if you need vehicles for Matatu business, we've got one here at 500,000. 500,000 is highly negotiable, remember, highly, way much negotiable for this. Then here is a BMW. So the next thing that we should consider is the customer service. So according to my opinion from the dealership, the customer service is that fair. At the introduction, you are welcomed by the watchman over there. So I will then direct you directly to the other salespersons. So customer service, we'll have it for say 7. Crown price, I've mentioned crown price at 1.2 million Kenya shillings. 2 million Kenya shillings for the TFSI. So let me know if the pricing are that fair. Remember, we've given pricing at 8. Yard presence, we've given yard presence likewise 8. Pricing 8. Customer service, we'd have it for 7. The facility presentation, then let us work on the online presence. So on online presence, the dealership is only present on a few of social media, though they don't have an official website. So we'd have it so I've given pricing to this at 3.8. Amazing, clean Forester. So we've given pricing 8. Online presence, since they don't have a website, we'd have it for 5. They are not that invested in online or digital platforms. Then we then look at what other factor were we supposed to be looking at? A Range Rover. So let us now embark on a quick review to this Forester.